Hi, hi. Hi, Harsha. Hi, Saikrupa. Hi, Kalyani. ELB. Who is that ELB? You are still in ELB? I'm good. Thanks for asking. Hi, Ramakrishna. Karthik. Okay. Nice. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so let's jump on. So today, I hope that when will we end this class? You guys want to end this class soon? Yes? No? No? Huh? Okay. Yeah. Definitely. I think I understand the question, like, how many days are left? That's what the question is. And I think probably by next week, we will be done mostly by next week. Yeah. Okay. So let's not go into that farewells yet. Okay. So guys, today, I think today will be a very short one because usually this DynamoDB, I used to show how to create this stuff and everything on the same day. And let's jump on. Should we see how do we create tables except on the DynamoDB from developer point of view? Yes. Okay. All right. So I have logged in. So let's go to DynamoDB. So as here there are no much developers here. So that's the reason. I think whatever we have discussed in the DynamoDB, you're clear on that. Yes or no? Do you remember that we discussed about? Okay. Do you remember that we have discussed about this DynamoDB? In this DynamoDB, you have to go and create a table. Do you have anything else here? No possibility. So create the tables and add the queries items. That's all. That is all, right? It is not like a RDS. It's a serverless. So which one is push button scaling, DynamoDB or RDS? Which one is push button scaling? Dynamo. Do you remember what is push button scaling? Yeah. So push button scaling meaning you can increase the performance without any downtime. Without any downtime. What is the primary key called in DynamoDB? What is primary key called? Another name for primary key. Priya. Partition key, right? That's a partition key. Yeah. So and while creating a table, which key we need to, yeah, which key we need to create it? Yes, which key is mandatory? Yeah, primary key. That meaning partition key is mandatory. Do you remember the sort key? Sort key is optional. Sort key is optional or mandatory? Optional, right? And then if you have only primary key, is it possible to have a duplicate values? No. If you have a sort key, is it possible to have duplicate values? Yes. But which one should be unique? Which is a combination should be unique? Yeah. The primary key and the sort key values should be unique. In that case, you can have a duplicate values. In that case, you can have a duplicate values. Good. And then do you remember that we discussed about this indexes, LSI and GSI? And then we have discussed about this consistency models, ECR, SCR, read capacity units, write capacity units. Yeah, yeah. So what we do is, guys, here I'll show you manually how to create a table. But in general, you know very well from application, they will be creating this. They will be adding the rows, etc. into this DynamoDB table. So let us go and create let's go and create a table, guys. Click on create table. Okay, this is only the single page that we have while creating a table. Do you remember that I told you what is a, okay, we have EMP table here already. So EMP table is the table name. What is the primary key here? Do you remember primary key is another name, we call it as here partition key, right? So I go with employee number. Employee number is, do you know this is a data type? Employee number is the number here. And then sort key is not mandatory, it's optional. But what is the one which we have mandatorily given? This primary key. Excellent. Okay, we don't add the sort key now, we'll see later. And here this table settings. Guys, table settings here, default settings provided. These are all the default settings. So if you use this default setting and click on create, you know what all does it create? It doesn't create any secondary indexes. It doesn't create anything. And provisioning capacity, that means it gives 5 RCUs and 5 WCUs by default. And it'll create a basic alarm called DynamoDB. Whenever you reach this 5 RCUs and 5 WCUs, 80%, then you will receive an email, and then it is encrypted. Guys, in our case now, do you need to, for our demo, do you need to have 5 reads and 5 RCUs and 5 WCUs? No need. So in this case, what we do is we don't go with these default settings, uncheck this. If you uncheck this, you have all these things here. So this is where you can go and create a secondary index. For secondary index, we need to have a sort key, na? Remember? For secondary index, that can be a LSA, that can be a GSA. Definitely we need to have a sort key, right? Here we have not created any sort key. Can you create any secondary indexes here? No. So we will do that later. And then here for RCUs and WCUs, this is the default 5 RCUs and 5 WCUs that you will get it. 5 RCUs and 5 WCUs, you get it. And that is $3.31 per month. And also you have something called auto scaling. And something here we call it as auto scaling. What is auto scaling here? Guys, you have given only 5. But what happens if your capacity has reached 5 already? If it is reached 5, your performance will become slow. So the same concept. You can mention this maximum provision capacity, maximum RCUs and maximum WCUs, and then this will go and do the auto scaling on your read capacity and write capacity units also, right? So it was like this. But guys, do you need auto scaling now? In your real time, you can go and do this auto scaling. But keep this in mind, how much big the number that you give, that much amount that you need to pay. So for now, I'll remove this auto scaling. I'll make this as only 1 and 1. 1 WCUs and 1 RCUs. 1 RCU and 1 WCU. Do you understand what I did? Guys, understood? Nice. Okay. So encryption at rest is default. This is what you will be creating it. Should we go and create it? Yes. Click on create. The table is getting created. Okay, guys, the table got created and you have all these things, guys. You have all these things here. Overview meaning here. Do you remember the streams that we discussed? So if you click on manage streams, you can enable the streams. The streams meaning if you update any data, any item, if you update any item, do you want to log it? Yes, true, Shiva. Nice. So you want to log only the attribute values, or you want to log the entire item. What is item meaning here in DynamoDB? A row. Excellent. So you want to log the entire row or as it appeared after it was modified, the new image, and you want to log the old one before it was modified, and you want to log both. So guys, it's based on your requirement that you can go and select. You just need to go and click on enable. That's all. And if you want to put, you can enable this Kinesis data streams that we not required. But if you want to log each and everything what is happening inside this DynamoDB, you can go for this Kinesis. Kinesis is a data streams, guys. Kinesis is a data stream. You can this Kinesis will capture all your data item level changes. You can go with DynamoDB streams also, or parallel you can go with the Kinesis streams also. Okay, if you come down, this is an employee table name. This is a partition key. We have not mentioned any sort key. Point in time recovery, guys. If you click on enable, what is point in time recovery meaning? Backup. If you click on enable, additional charges will apply. Don't click it, but in your real time, it's just matter of click. If you enable it, recovery, you can do it recovery. And manage encryption, we have not encrypted it, but if you click on default, if you want to encrypt something, you can easily encrypt with your, and you know very well that we already have a default AWS managed key from KMS. You can use that for encryption. And creation date and provision capacity, we have given 1 RCU and 1 WCU. And then here we have something called and storage size. Guys, did we added any items here? No. If you have, if you in your real-time environment, here you will see how much size your table is, right? We have in our environment more than 20 terabyte, 30 terabyte, 40 terabyte in our actual environment, no company. But yeah, this will show you that how much size is your DynamoDB table, right? And also here, manage live count. Item count, guys. Item count meaning how many rows are there inside the table. You can get the count. And this is the ARN, right? So this is the overview here. And if you go for items, I'll come to this items part. And what is the column name that we have at the moment? Only employee number. And which one is the primary key? Employee number is the primary key. Guys, which one is better? It's better to scan or query all the time? Nice. It's better to query all the time. Good. Scan, don't scan it. If you click on scan, it will scan the entire table, which will consume your read capacity units. I'll come to this part, how to create an item. And metrics, you know very well that how much read capacity. So this is basically monitoring it, your table. And you can be, it's by default, there are 2 alarms already created. One is for RCU and one is for WCU. So if it is consuming almost here 0.8 out of your 1 CPU, 1 RCU that you have mentioned, you will receive a notification. And capacity, guys, this is called push button scaling here. See, and we have given 1 and 1, right? So, and you can mention here 50 and 50. If you want to increase it, you can increase it just like this and click on save, and that will pick up. This is called push button scaling. Do you need to have any downtime for this? No, no need of any downtime. So, or any time you can just mention the numbers here based on how much RCU, based on how much WCU that you need. Remember the formulas yesterday we have done, how much read capacity units that you need to have, how much reads you need to do, how much writes you need to do. Based on that, you need to go and do this here. But watch out, guys. If you click on, if you, do you see that? Huh? Mar jayenge. Right? You know, it's not good. Have you seen this much amount in our life? But yeah, but yes. But the thing is here, you need to have definitely an approval after 40,000 of your RCOs. Don't go and play around with it. So you just go with only 1 and 1. Basically, don't change it for now. It is only this much amount per month. So anytime, guys, this is provision. It is on demand. If you click on demand, yeah, so automatically you can get it here. Not applicable because reader is on demand mode. Yeah, it will charge you with the bill. Yeah, and you have auto scaling anytime. You can select it and change it, how many that you need and all. And indexes, I'll create in another table about the indexes. We'll create it. Guys, is it possible to create LSI after the table got created? Yes or no? No, very good. Which is the one which you can create? Only GSIs can be created after the table got created. Okay. And then we have something called here global tables. Guys, global tables meaning here, remember we have read replicas in RDS, but here it is not read replicas, but you can do here, you can replicate the table in another region. You have a EMP table, right? You can add a region here and you can select which region that you want to replicate and it will be replicated there. Got this? So you can replicate and whatever that basically it is for the low latency purpose, right? So if you have a customer that they need it from Ireland, so you can just go ahead and then instead of creating two tables, like maintaining two updates rights in two tables, you can create a replica out of it and you can read it from there. And you have endpoints also there. That is about the global tables, but this is a, guys, remember this is a certification question. I'm telling you here, you will not get much questions in architect, solution architect, but if you are planning to write a developer certification, you will get hell lot of questions here in your DynamoDB. Because in developer, you will be a developer, right? If you are writing it, right, you will be a developer. So you are expected to know more on the development side. Okay, and you can take the backups anytime. So click on just create backup and just give a name like test backup and then click on create. Backup is created. Simple. And you can restore the backup anytime. Give the name and restore it. And which region, same region, cross region, and then boom, restore table. And you can delete the backup if you don't need it. Everything is like serverless, guys. Everything is serverless. And all these things are contributor inside. Like if you need to know more monitoring side on a CloudWatch related thing, contributor inside, you can enable it. And developers are really interested if any data is coming inside this DynamoDB, and if you want to invoke a Lambda functions, yes, you can go and create existing Lambda functions can be invoked, right? See here, DynamoDB triggers connect DynamoDB streams to Lambda functions. Whenever an item in the table is modified, a new stream record is written. We know that in the stream, the record will be written, which in turn trigger the Lambda function and cause it to execute. Here clearly has given. For example, let's say you might have a requirement that when someone has registered in your website, and all the data will come and sit over here in your table, here. And whenever it join, you can trigger a Lambda functions to send in a email saying that, hey, welcome to this, that, and you will receive an email, right? Thank you for registering, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, you can write a small Lambda function and execute it. Whenever there is a new table recorded, added here, Lambda functions will be executed over here. And you can mention who can control this access for this table and then tags. Guys, is this clear? Till here, everyone? Nice. So here, let's go and quickly create an item. Click on create item here. Guys, see here, employee number, I'll put as 1000. See, on fly, this is NoSQL stuff, right? This is NoSQL. I can go and add a column on fly. Employee number, I call it as EMP name. EMP name is Venkatesh, right? And then I can add EMP name and then number, EMP phone, some numbers, and then what? and address something. The path. Do you see that? So we can add the columns on fly. I click on save. Do you see that all the columns have been created here? Is this possible in your RDBMS? This much flexible? No, right? It's not that much flexible. So here you can add the columns on fly. So guys, here, see here in these actions, you can duplicate this value. Just click on do it. So the same value comes. But here, guys, if I change Venkatesh to Kumar and Hyderabad to Bangalore and phone number, and I don't change this, can you tell me, can I save it? No, because why? We have the employee number is 1000. If you click on save, it gives a big butu here that you cannot do that because employee number is primary key. So here, if I put 1001, then definitely I can save it. I can duplicate another one, and I call it as here Kalyani, and she's from Delhi, maybe. And here I'll put 2 and some random number, and I can go and add the column also now, and I call it as department, and she's from AWS, something, etc. And I click on save. Do you see that? I have the null values for the rest of the people, but I have the data for this item. Do you see this? Is this possible on RDBMS? No, this is only possible in your NoSQL. It is flexible. It is flexible. And you can go and add it also, guys, here. You can add it and go and add it here. So you can add department and DevOps. So, see? Got this, guys? So you can duplicate, you can edit the column anytime, right? You can delete it. You can export all these things to an Excel sheet, and you can manage the TTL. Do you remember TTL? Do you remember the TTL, guys? Time to leave. So you can mention like which attribute, employee name, EMP name. So, and then you have enabled at what time exactly it has to be expired. You can mention that. So March 23 exactly at so this time this has to be, this TTL is enabling it. It's enabled now. So exactly at the time that will be, this row will be deleted. So that is the TTL there, right? That is the TTL there. And then manage live count. If you click on manage live count, but it's not good to do the start scan because it will consume a lots of read capacity unit. But now it is okay. If because we have only 3 items, it's fine. But remember, if you have millions of items here, and it's not at all good to do the scan, you can query it from here. Employee number 1000 here, and start search, and you got this here. Make sense? Guys, you understood? Yes. So this is how you will be creating it, and you can searching it. You can add filters and enter attributes. You can have your own custom search if you have a huge table here, right? Don't go do scan. Always go with the query. So should we go and create one more table? This time, I'll create a table called gamers, right? And then the primary key is game ID, right? And then I'll be adding a sort key now, and I'll go with the game status. Good question, Bharat. In case of huge data, you should not be doing it manually. I'm showing it manually, but if you want to, if you want to do that, DynamoDB with Python. So guys, if you are a developer, you can easily understand this. This is the page. If you are using Java with the DynamoDB backend, if you are JavaScript with DynamoDB, Node.js with DynamoDB, .NET, PHP, Python, Ruby. So mostly you will be coding in these only, right? So let's say, for example, you will be taking some Java, .NET, C#. So guys, do you see this? Each and everything, how to load the data by with example they have given. With examples they have given, guys. Create a table. It is in .NET. I don't know how much of people you have. These are all like, you're calling the here. And do you see this here? DB intro. This is a create table. And this is the table name that you're creating it. Table request, you're creating the table here, right? If you take it Python, create table. Guys, do you see this here? You're creating a table using Python here. And then do you see this here? Attribute name. What is the attribute name? Year. And what is the key type? What is hash key meaning? Hash key meaning your partition key. And year is a partition key and title is the range key. What is range key meaning? Sort key. So you're creating a table like this, guys. And you're adding attribute name year. And this is a data type called number. Title is string. And read capacity units, you are giving 10 and write capacity is 10 and returning the table, and the table is created. The table status will shown as table got created. Do you understand? So those who are developers, so I'm just giving this to you. You can go and then load some sample data. So how to load the sample data, each and everything they have given here. So guys, those who are not developers, for you, it is not required. But those who are developers, if you are interested, please go with this. And you have all kind of code operations, like how to create, read, update, delete, everything you have it here. So how to update an item, right? This is how to do this, everything you have it here in this code. Make sense? Those who asked? Bharat? Bharat, clear? Nice. Game ID number. Okay, guys. So I'm creating here one more table called gamers and game ID and then game status, right? And then I don't use default. And here, I'll show you how to create indexes. See here, very easy. Click on add index. Guys, this is LSI or GSI, the one which I'm creating. LSI, right? So here for LSI, primary key is mandatory. Yes. What is the primary key that I have given here? Game underscore ID. And this is the number, right? And then we need to have a sort key, right? Sort key is called the one which I have given here, game status. Do you see this? Once I have given the correct details, then only this is enabled to do this. Let's say, for example, if I change the primary key as game I, see, it is now blocking it. So you cannot do so because primary key is mandatory. So here, this is how you create a LSI. Got this? And I remove these two and make it only 1 and 1. Do you understand how to create an LSI, guys? It's not your job, but it's good to know how to create an LSI. Okay, now I'm going and creating it. Nice. If you go to items, guys, we have game ID and game status. Let's quickly create an item. Game ID is 1000 something. I go with the game name. Guys, can you tell me one game name? PUBG, yeah? And then game state, let's add one more guy called gamer. Who is the gamer here? Harsha. Harsha, he's playing he's playing PUBG and then he won it. Good. Nice. And now I'm going and adding one more duplicate value here. Guys, Harsha can play the same ID, guys, the same ID, guys. He can play another one, guy, another game, right? He can play. Can you tell me one more game name, guys? Free Fire, Ludo. Okay, let's go to Ludo. Okay, now Ludo, and he has lost it. Is it possible to add this? Add this record? Game ID and then game status. Previously it was 1000 and now it's also 1000, but previously it was 1, now it is lost. This primary key is same. Is it possible to add it? Yes, very good. So guys, see here, even though it is a primary key, do you see these duplicate values here? Duplicate values here? Yes. But now if I go and add the same guy, now he has played something called Ludo, and then he won it. Is it possible to do this? No. Do you see that? So remember, guys, the combination of your primary key and then sort key. I've given example, guys. I've given it. Don't see the logic here. Sir, Harsha can play one more and he can lost also. Yes, you need to design that accordingly. The tables here. I'm just giving an example here. Game ID is the game ID is here is okay. Let me stop that video. Yeah. So game ID here is 1000. Even though it is a primary key, it's possible to add duplicate values. Make sense? Do you understand the concept of primary key and the sort key, how we can add the values, etc., and everything in DynamoDB? Any questions? I see only these things in DynamoDB, and rest, guys, I show you how to do it manually. But developers, if you're really interested, please go through this and have fun on creating how to create a table. And if you are good in Python, go with it. If you're good in Java, please go ahead and then all libraries here, and then table name movies that you are creating it, and you're calling this function, and then provisioning throughput you are giving, and this year title you are giving it, and then you are creating. This is only to create a table. This function is only to create a table, movie create table. And how to load the data? Download the sample file, and then you can just follow this, and you can able to download, update all the things here. And I would like to show you here also, keep this in mind, all the data is stored. You can put it in document mode, and you can put it in JSON also, right? Here it is tree mode. If you put it in text, it is key value pair, right? And if you want JSON, you can go with the JSON also. Remember, here we have the JSON things, right? While creating, reading, and all, right? You can use that JSON, put that here, and everything will get added. You can go with the JSON, or you can go with the plain text, or you can go with the tree format, however you are comfortable with. Guys, those who are non-developers, do you understood on what we did till here? Did you had any difficulty on understanding these topics, DynamoDB? No, right? Clear? Thank God. Excellent. So if you are clear on this, on what I have taught, guys, it's too good. So in your certification also, most of the questions will be covered on what we have covered till now. Unless they are asking something related to the code level in developers, for the developers. But in solution architect, more than enough. So what you do is, guys, would you like to create a table? So please, I'm writing it here. Create a table. I think I should be having some task here. Okay. So these are the tasks that you can give a try on what we did. I'm going and deleting the table. Guys, while deleting a table, delete all your CloudWatch alarms and don't create any backup, and then just go and click on delete. Super cool. Will you give a try, guys? This DynamoDB, creating table, adding items, working on primary key and sort key concepts. Please give a try. And developers, don't miss that. Like if you want to, please try to load the data. You'll have a fun there. Definitely you'll have a fun. Definitely you'll have a fun. Great. Any more questions? Good for now. Excellent. Cool. So as I said, this is a short class today because on DynamoDB, I cannot take up. The next topic is Route 53. I cannot take this up now because I need a full class for that. So should we resume tomorrow freshly with the Route 53 concept? Don't miss the classes because tomorrow Route 53 is very, very, very important. Let's have fun with Route 53. And the dangerous topic is VPC, but I'll make you very easy too. Great. Can you give me the final CC for today, guys? You forgot smiling. Great. So guys, that is all for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day and good night.